Moving on to second chapter, where the moment Lord Krishna hears Arjun's lamentation, he says, Kutaspam Kashmal Midam Vishumaya Samupastitam Anavidushtam Aswargam Akirti Karmarjuna. From where has this thought come to you in your mind at this time of war? This is not a sign of an intellectual person. This is the Ashochan Vashochastam Pragyavadanscha Bhashase Gatasuncha Nanu Shochanti Pandita. This is, you are talking like a learned person. Very beautiful verse, very beautiful meaning. You are talking like a learned person, but learned person never worries about those who are living and those who have died. Those who are living are temporary. Those who have died do not exist. So, neither worry about temporary states nor worry about past. So, having said that, the theme here is why Lord Krishna started the whole insight of Bhagavad Gita telling about different paths of yoga is he wanted to guide Arjuna's mind towards duty rather than getting disturbed by a situation. What happens with all of us? So that's the first theme from chapter 2 is whenever you get disturbed, look at certain ways of life to get out of the disturbance. Suffering is always going to happen in life. From the time you are in arms of your mother to the times you are in arms of your death, there will be moments of suffering. It will never stop. As an infant, you have to cry for food and milk. As little child, you are mischievous sometimes. Parents or teachers punished you at college. College mates, you get into fights with college mates at office. There is so much manipulation. There is so much challenge in today's work environment. You always get into conflict. When you go further, then there is a generation gap between you and your kids, college-going kids. When you further grow up, then old age and problems related to old age, people not, younger generation not respect you or taking care of you. So this suffering is never going to end in life. There cannot be any situation where people can say, yeah, I am going to be all happy nowadays and from now onwards. That situation will never come in life. Because that means that's lifelessness. Lifelessness doesn't come. In life, you are always going to have rainbows, you are always going to have some pains. Both the things are temporary. So, art is, whenever we get disturbed, try to distract our attention. Fundamentally, a lot of people, they do this, that whenever they are disturbed, they go to home and they lock themselves up. Either or they switch on the TV. Actually, TV doesn't help during disturbance because it's a passive mode. While TV might be broadcasting something, but there is something else going on in your mind. So always good idea to actively get involved into something which interests you. Whenever you are disturbed, pick up phone, talk to your friend. But don't talk about the disturbance because then you are also making him party to your disturbance. Pick up a phone, talk to somebody. If you don't want to talk to somebody, pick up your hobby. If you like playing guitar, if you like painting, if you like doing something, do that. If that doesn't work, pick up some good books, some books which interest you, start reading them. But never a good idea to isolate yourself because disturbance, when it's isolated, it conquers you. Disturbance finds it very easy to overpower you when you are alone. Disturbance will find it very difficult to impact you. If you get involved, you get busy. So, same way. So, there's a beautiful metaphor about this, which is lice sitting on a pig and thinking totally lies, being worried about living a life of lies. It relaxes there and then suddenly one hunter comes, shoots the pig, torches the pig and lice also gets over. So that's what happens. So what happens is when individual is disturbed, then energy levels are also very low. Mind becomes imprisoned and one mind becomes imprisoned. It's like you act like loss of energy, very low in mood, very low in energy. So, see, human mind is very, very subtle mind. It goes into extremes. When it goes into disturbance or when it goes into elation, highly excited or very dejected, in both the cases, mind gets imprisoned. And when mind is imprisoned, then energy levels fall down. When energy levels fall down, then there is a chance of you getting harmed wherever you are working. Look at it, I think if you are managing a team or if you as an individual you are working, when your energy levels are low, when your disturbance is high, your output gets impacted. Your output gets impacted when your disturbance is high. So always it is important that adopt a philosophy in life so that, as we discussed in the early part of the session, that as soon as disturbance comes to you, you hold it then and there itself. So here Lord Krishna explains Arjun two parts of yoga. He says, he first starts saying that Dehino ismin yatha dehe komaram yovanam jara tatha dehantar prapti dhiras tatra na muhyati. This life is a very temporary state of affairs. So one moves from childhood to youth to old age and you move on to other life. So this entire state is very temporary state. Why do you have to worry about it? In all this temporary state, just keep doing your role. It's an experiential journey. Vasansi jirnani yatha vihaya navani granati naro parani tatha shairani vihaya jinnani anyani sanyati navani dehi. This body is like a piece of cloth. When I liberate my body, it's like same as changing my clothes when they become old and torn. So I should not get too much worried about it. So let me narrate a small story. This is a very popular story, but I always narrate this story because it actually explains all the parts of yoga beautifully. So this story is about a saint who practices austerities for many years in a cave. So he sits in a cave and for almost decades he practices austerities, and when he comes out, he gets disturbed by the noise two birds were making. Cave is a very peaceful place, no noise, no disturbance, complete silence. One can easily get into meditation in such an isolated and silent place. So as soon as saint comes out, he observes two birds were making a lot of noise, chatting with each other. He got disturbed, he looked at two birds and the birds turned into ashes. So saint was proud of his achievement. So he got so much power that if something disturbs him and he looks at it, nature takes care of it. It gets nullified. Saints generally live on offerings. So this saint goes to a village and knocks a door. So from inside the house an old lady responds, "Please wait, I'm coming." Saint waited for some time. Just recently he realized his powers. He knocked the door again. So from inside the house, this time old lady responded, "My dear saint, please wait, I am not those two birds." Saint was shocked to hear this. He said, "I stayed in a cave for 30 years to get this enlightened state. This old lady, how did she reach the same state?" Saint waits for some time, and after some time old lady comes out and apologizes to saint for delays and then makes some offerings. Then saint asks her, "How did you reach this state of enlightenment?" Old lady said, "See, I was attending to my bedridden husband, that's why I got delayed." She said, "I got married to my husband some 50 plus years back, and as soon as we got married, my husband became bedridden. I had a choice to run away from him and marry another guy and settle with new life, but I thought if this is what destiny has chosen for me, let me give my best possible output and serve him." And that's what I did. But if you want to know more, you should meet the butcher in the market. So saint goes to the market. As soon as butcher sees him, he says, "Oh, old lady sent you here." So that was another enlightened person. So saint closely observes how butcher was working. To every customer, Butcher would ask, how much meat do you want? Customer would say, this much. He'll pack up the meat and he'll give it to customer. Customer would ask, how much should I pay? Butcher would say, pay whatever you want. Soon Butcher was done with selling his meat. Then Saint asked him, how did you reach this state of enlightenment? Butcher said, see, all I have been taught by my father was if an animal dies, how to peel the skin out of the dead animal and sell meat. But what I try to do is do my work without expecting any results. I never ask my customers how much they should pay. So that's the third part. So let's take individual characters from this story and see what are the different paths we are talking about. Saint follows something like science of yoga or devotional yoga, where he isolates himself and engages totally into understanding himself better and better through all elements of yoga, which could be yam, niyam, asana, pranayam, pratyahara, dhyan, samadhi. So that's the science of yoga, wherein you work on yourself. Old lady follows yoga of knowledge. What is yoga of knowledge? Yoga of knowledge is we are merely puppets in the hands of destiny. This life is an experiential journey. We don't control anything. It's just that situation comes up and then events happen. We just become the witness, or we just become part of the entire drama. Nothing is fully planned. You cannot tell for sure exactly this time where you will be tomorrow. You cannot say for sure, because there are so many factors in life. Could be possible you are at office, could be possible you leave for home early, could be possible you are stuck in road, anything might happen. So we cannot control anything in life, it's just that everything happens through us. So that's the yoga of knowledge. Yoga of action is what Butcher follows. Karmanyavadhikaraste ma phalishu kadachana ma karmafal heturma te sarvosva karma. Which means that it is my authority to act, but I should not worry about results. Second part of this verse is very beautiful. It says, I should not be particular about one kind of work. I should not be averse to another kind of work. Now look at the first two themes which we discussed in this chapter. One is, we should not worry about particular type of job, whether this or that. And second is, we should not worry about the result. But what happens actually in our life, especially in our corporate world where people work, is that when we engage in an action, we engage in action only if we think that, yeah, this might give me my next promotion faster. This might help me in making more money. This might result in having a peaceful life. So you have all your choices very clearly laid out when you are picking action. When action is so much tightly integrated with so many choices, then obviously some of these choices will not get satisfied, and that's where the pain will start in life. So action is not free. It's an action driven by choices. And that's how the society is. A lot of people want to become engineer because I look at my neighbor looks at me. So my kid will go to class, he will see all other students, what are you doing? IIT JEE, from 8th standard itself, everyone will join the race. So it's not an action by choice. It's just because few smart students in the class are going in that direction, so I also go in that direction. But one enjoys life only when you pick an action of your choice and truly commit yourself to the action, irrespective of whether it gives you rewards, it gives you all the choice of actions or not. It's just that you follow your dharma. If this is what I genuinely like. So, see, yoga of action, one important thing is to always stay focused. So a lot of time in corporate world, if you see, people tend to become bored with one type of job in very few months or few years. Look at our parents' career. If I pick up my father's career, all 30 years he was in central school and then not even one shift. His role also changed only twice. He was a postgraduate teacher and then vice principal and principal. That's it. 2-3 positions. And how many times I changed my role in 15 years of career? At least 7-8 times. I joined as a product specialist, senior product specialist, system manager, project manager, program manager, delivery manager, group head. Every 2 years there is always this race going on. Oh, next level is this, next level is this, next level is this. So there is no free approach of working. And whenever there is a race, whenever we are blinded by the race, we are getting hurt, nobody else. So there is a beautiful story about picking up a particular path of yoga. Now we have discussed about 3 paths. Now what should I do? So the idea is, this path should become my beacon. This should help me in leading my life. If based on my choice, in case of Arjuna, he might like Karma Yoga because Kshatriya is doing his work. Somebody else might, because of tendencies of previous birth, he might like devotional yoga, he might like science of yoga. So importance is to pick up an approach of yoga. And very confusing world these days. Very, very confusing world. There are so many variations of yogas, there are so many variations of meditation. What do we do now? What do I pick up? Such a confusing state. So there is a famous Sufi saint Jalaluddin Rumi. He used to take his disciples to one farm where he will show them a particular state of mind. The farmer in that farm, he will start digging a well. Before it brings water, he changes his mood, he moves on to another place. He says, let's dig the well here. And like that he had 7-8 holes but no water. So for us it is very important that adopting a path of yoga, we should see, do a proper analysis, what works best for us, and then adopt something. But if you commit to something, then at least wait till you are able to dig the well till a point it gives water. Otherwise, following one theme for 15 days, another theme for 20 days, then going for jogging for another 15 days, then going to gym for another 15 days is not helpful. Continuity in whichever way you want to continue is very, very helpful. Objective of picking off any path of yoga is to become a stable person. Dukheshu dignamana sukheshu vigatspra vit raga bhaya krodha sthita dhin niruchyate. Vit, rag, bhaya, krodha. Anger, fear. If you are able to get away from these things, so that's the third theme of chapter 2, is your objective is to become a stable person in life. A very predictable person. A person who can manage the fluctuations in life very well without getting distracted. That's the definition of stable person. And that's what our objective is. If we are not able to manage ourselves well, then there is no big achievement in life, no matter how much money you earn, what position you have got. The art of getting into a situation where you can remain calm in any type of situation, that's what the art is. Anger, fear, and rag is all your passion and greed. These things, every time you get angry, you hurt yourself. Why you should not get angry is because every time you get angry, it puts strain on your mind. It puts strain on your body. Your body starts shaking. Body doesn't like anger. That's why you should not get angry. When you're totally clouded with anger, then body loses its stability. You might be seeing different thing, but you perceive it differently. And you might be perceiving something differently, but you are saying something differently because you are not in control of your body. But very beautiful verse in chapter 2 about how the root cause, where is the root cause of anger? Root cause of anger is ध्यायतो विषयान् पुंसः संगस्तेषु उपजायते संगात् संजायते कामः कामात् क्रोधोत् जायते क्रोधात् भवति सम्मोहः सम्मोहात् स्मृति विभ्रम स्मृति भ्रंशात् बुद्धिनाशो बुद्धिनाशात् प्रणश्यति. Very beautiful verse, very famous also. So it all starts with ध्यायतो विषयान् पुंसः. You keep thinking about worldly matters, materialistic aspects of life, and then more you think about it, you develop some sort of attachment with them. And when that attachment you want it to get fulfilled, it becomes infatuation. If there are obstacles in getting fulfilled, then it results in anger. You go out, you will suddenly see some picture of LCD TV, big LCD TV. You see couple of times, then you keep thinking about it, then you will develop attachment with it. Why not acquire the LCD? Let's throw out the CRT and take LCD. So that's initial grounding happened. Materialistic thinking develops attachment, and now for some reason LCD costs 50,000-60,000, your current salary, your all the priorities in life are different, you are not able to meet. Whenever you switch on the CRT, you will get little bit annoyed, and that's how anger is. Root cause is your own thought process. So mostly there are two reasons for anger. One is internal source, another is external source. External source is, so if it is happening through internal source, so how do you address a situation in both cases? If it is through internal source, then you know you are responsible for it. If you are angry because you didn't get good marks, if you are angry because you didn't get right salary, you are angry because you didn't get promotion at right time, you are angry because you are not getting due respect, then fault is yours. Now, for some reason, you happen to be in a situation and somebody comes all the way out from somewhere and bangs your car. From nowhere he comes and bangs your car. In that situation, how do I take that situation? That situation is where I say, I might have done something bad to others, so my account is getting settled. So stress is all about convincing yourself not to get disturbed. It's all about convincing yourself with a solid philosophy that no, I should not get concerned with this. Probably I might have done something wrong to somebody. Great, my account is settled today. But the moment you say no, it should not have happened like this, I should fight it out, all that, then there is a lot of toll on you and other side, and there is a lot of negative impact. So, second chapter, 3 themes are: whenever disturbed, distract yourself. It's very important to adopt a path of philosophy of yoga early in life so that it becomes your beacon for the life. There are various ways available, as we discussed earlier, to reduce your stress. But having an attitude wherein you do not collect the stress can come only with sound philosophy. You can reach that philosophy only when great people like Socrates, even when they are poisoned, they are saying, God, please forgive all these people. They don't know what they are doing. That's the philosophy. It's same situation. Could be other person would have ran here and there and then create big mess in the same situation. But a person of sound philosophy will react to the same situation very calmly in a very stable manner. That's the second thing. Third thing is, objective in this life is to become a stable person. A stable person who is calm, who is predictable, who can manage any fluctuations in life. That's what our objective is. Shaknoti hevaya sodum prak sharir vimokshana काम क्रोध भाव वेगम सयुक्त सुखी नर. In this very life, if I am able to withstand the pressure of anger and desires, then there cannot be any other bigger achievement than this. Any other achievement is very small. Going to moon is not a big thing, but achieving the stability in yourself is a grand thing. That's how we should mold our life, that slowly and gradually move on the path. So that's the third theme of chapter 2.